Okay, go for it.
Okay. Do you want to start with the beat or start with the song?
Go for the song and then you just keep doing it. I've lost it. I bet you any money as well. There's a delay in the WhatsApp, so it sounds like two spanners. I don't have any practice, to be fair, and that was a ruler I'm tapping with. I'm just trying to fix this light leak a second.
I thought you were going to do some beatboxing.
Beatboxing?
Yeah.
Well,
because our friend Dylan here is something. Well, are you a beatbox aficionado?
No, but
a fish and an audio.
I beat the odd box.
Oh,
sweet
it's Friend
Jesus.
Friday.
It is Friend Friday.
Is it Friend Friday?
What's happening?
It's Friend Friday. Let's just move on quickly before we get in trouble with anyone else.
I have a beer already.
Jesus Christ! I have a vanilla chai.
Oh, dirty bastard.
Yeah, I know. But what can you? Oh, you drinking Brewdog? Is this one of your many in your pack?
It is. Yeah, having a little punk IPA.
Oh,
I've got a real nice Galway Bay.
Not sponsored, but we wish it was.
Real nice Galway Bay IPA, just waiting there in the fridge until I'm ready to drink it. But for the time being, see, punk IPA has become my
go-to.
Well, yeah, my everyday beer. I love it, and I love the brand. I love everything they do. It's my go-to beer, and then I have other fancies. I went through that whole rigmarole of like craft beer shit. You know, we're like, ooh, let me taste the sour. Guess what? Not for me. You know, went through it all. Tasted sours, tasted double IPAs, triples. Drunk a lot of Belgian beer. I've got like a good few years of this sampling it all. Still enjoy a little craft beer festival. All that sort of nattering, chatting about beer. Yeah. Same with coffee. Been through it all. Tried it all. Tried fucking coffee out of a cat's anus.
What did you do? Did you say you'd been through all the coffee stuff?
Oh, BEAN. Bean. Yeah. Yeah. And I've let it all brew, in my head a little bit. And now I know, I know what beer I like and what coffee I like, and I just drink that stuff. But I am actually in the process of buying a bunch of ingredient. I'm going to start making a bit more of my own beer again, because it's been ages. Yeah.
So by the end of this month, you will have OverAndOut show beer.
Oh, dude.
Supplied by Dylan.
Dude, actually we could, and then give it away on the thing to people
Absolutely.
local.
Well, if you're making it, we probably want to give it away.
Dude, we've made some seriously sketchy beer over the time. Some pretty tasty ones. But also, when we started making our own beer, my brother and I, years ago, we were very new to the IPA game. So we kept drinking beer going, this is wild bitter. Like, and then I didn't really understand it. And I'm not talking like brewed from a pack. I mean, like, we buy the raw ingredients and do it. Like, we have a full beer making setup in the garage. It's ridiculous.
Oh, cool.
We're committed to that the way we're committed to everything. The way I may have become a pro BMXer.
Yeah.
Also have a dream of opening a brewery / coffee shop / waffle shop. That's my real dream.
Wow, that is a dream.
So there you go.
I'd like to do that. No, I've always wanted to open a bar. But because when I used to play in bands and stuff, we'd always go to these venues, and the sound system in there was just shit. Like, it was always terrible. And I always wanted to open a bar / club. So during the day, you'd have like really nice food, really nice drinks throughout the day, and then like some guy playing acoustic music or whatever, or have acoustic acts, that kind of stuff throughout the day. Then like come nighttime, it would like sort of, you'd move all the tables aside, and then you'd have like really nice, nice beers in the evening, and then you'd have like a proper full lineup of like decent bands. But like, people would come there because the sound quality was just so good.
Yeah. There you go.
But we can but dream.
Well, we can maybe have that dream. If you decide to move here, we can do it. The only thing stopping me, to be honest, is the liquor license in Northern Ireland. Otherwise, my brother and I got really excited about it, and then we read into the liquor licensing rules. It was very tricky, very expensive, and that's what we gave up. Now, on a different note, today is Friend Friday Friends, where we invite a guest to come onto the show to have a natter, have a chat.
Yeah.
And today's guest, coming at you hot, all the way from Ontario, Toronto, Canada.
I'm doing a drum roll. Canada.
The Canada audio.
Oh, you know what we should do when we have friends? We should have their national anthem.
Oh.
We should have the national anthem of wherever they come from.
Go sing the Canadian national anthem. I haven't even got a clue what it is.
I'm a Mountie.
Well, that's
all I know.
That's not great. That's not a great start.
And
Slight issue.
actually, he's not actually from Canada.
He's from the UK. Anyway, our guest today is our good buddy Chris Brockhurst, who we've just got to know from chatting shit on the internet. So we thought, do you know what? Bring him on for a chat. Slight issue though. I have his phone number, but you've started this chat, so I don't think I can add him in.
Okay, I tell you what. Let's use the power of editing, and we're about to see Chris now.
How are you, man?
Amazing.
We're all set. I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. It's Thursday where we are, Friday where everybody else is, because they're watching this on a Friday. Ryan and I have spent about 5 minutes trying to work out what the hell we're doing, and we forgot to save your phone number down, so there was a lot of learning as we go. But we're here now.
Find it. Yep.
So
Good.
there you go, man. So thanks
Good.
for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no worries, dude. No worries. Basically, there is no plan. We're just having a chat, saying hello, and seeing what you're up to. So you are based in Toronto.
Yeah, just outside, like hour and a half outside Toronto, a little bit to the east in the country mostly, and very quiet out here right now, but which is a good thing, I suppose.
I was gonna say, is it snowing where you are?
It is fucking snowing. Big flakes. Actually, it's stopped now, but it was snowing a lot this morning, and it's cold outside again. Yesterday it was like 16 degrees, and today it was snowy. So there you go.
That is
global warming at its finest.
It's like summer over here. We're sitting outside in shorts, t-shirts, sun shining.
I was sending Chris photos.
Yeah, thanks for
of
that.
me in the sun earlier on.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a taste of home.
Yeah,
you
really.
know how it is.
Well, normally it's miserable there, isn't it? So like grey skies, you know. So
yeah, no, we're doing pretty well.
I think it's the lockdown though. It's clearing out the weather and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course we've had summer come early because we're not allowed outside. That's sod's law, isn't it? In the
Sod's
UK,
law,
that's how we live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are people
So,
still
Chris,
going to parks and stuff then?
Yeah, what?
Are people still going in like parks and like are you allowed to like actually go walking and stuff?
Well, you're allowed to exercise once a day.
Okay.
But you're like, it's supposed to just be exercise, supposed to be 2 miles from your house, and it's supposed to be in groups of 2. But clearly, no one's like abiding by those rules because you can see them just. I mean, I've said that today. I went to the recycling center with the van to try and get rid of some shit, but it's closed.
Yeah.
Which I thought, like, what shit show are we going to have in our driveways at the end of this if all the recycling centers are closed?
Yeah, really, right? I just cleaned out my garage and it looked all tidy because I took all the shit out of it. And then I realised once it's tidy, and now I've got to put all the stuff that needs to go to the dump back in it because our dumps are closed too. So, it's just going to get worse and worse whenever this ends.
Wow.
My van is full of it now.
This is proper first world problems. Isn't it?
I know, right? I've got nowhere to put my shit.
Yeah. So there you go. So what's it like where you are, dude, at the minute? What's the setup? What is happening? You're locked in the house. Are you allowed out?
No, you know what? They haven't really locked us down so much. It's more keep your social distancing, and you can go out and go to the shops if you need to. Most places, like businesses and stuff, are all closed down, but grocery stores are open, pharmacy stores are open, pharmacies are open, and you can just go about your day, really. There's lines on the floors of where you have to stand behind people, like to keep your 6 feet. In front of all the cashiers and whatever, they put up, do you know what I mean by plexiglass?
Yeah. Big sheets of plastic.
Yeah.
Like hard plastic.
Yeah, so they put that up in front of everyone so you can't breathe all over them and get your germs.
It's really annoying because what I normally do is when I go up to those people is just cough all over them.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Well,
So I'm glad they put them up to stop the craziness.
Yeah. But isn't it mad, right? Because that's exactly the same situation as we have here. Isn't it mad that this stuff happens and everyone does the same thing? I would love to know, is there like a global protocol that was agreed? Like every country's like, here's what we'll do. We'll put black and yellow taped lines on the floor, tell people in little squares so people know where to stand, and we'll put plexiglass in front of all the... Because that sounds like the same setup as we have here. Exactly.
That's weird, eh? I wonder if the world leaders talk and then just kind of filter it down to everyone else.
Do you reckon they get annoyed that everyone's copied their ideas?
Probably, yeah. I did that first.
Actually, Yasmin and I were talking about this morning, Dill. We were saying, do they have like special emergency branding? So they go in an like if there's a war or if there's like a massive virus or like, you know, a Black Death or something, do they have emergency branding where they just go, just shove up this square, doesn't matter, just put Black Death, coronavirus, war, doesn't matter what it is, that's the text, here's the font, as long as it's in black and yellow in this.
And is there, is there a design agency somewhere being anal about what font or what color they've used? You shouldn't use that Pantone blue whenever you're putting it on a sign. That's only for the text, guys. You've used all caps in that font. We don't use all caps unless it's headlines. Do you reckon there's a...
Right, that's it. Take it down, take it down.
Yeah.
Sorry, the people in the southwest of England are just not going to know about it.
No one's
until,
don't
we've got this branding sorted.
So I am impressed though by some of the protocols that they've put in. Like, so if you want to go to like the equivalent of B&Q, so Home Depot now, they just shut all those stores a couple of days ago, but you can still now go and do like a drive-through pickup. So they've got gazebos out the front, and you literally just drive in and you give them your receipt or whatever, or tell them what your order number is, and then they'll just throw the stuff in your car for you. It's really strange how they just figured out their own processes for doing stuff.
Yeah, and how much
it's
how much
amazing
we don't
what people do when they need to money. Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, so we don't actually have to do any of this.
That's all right.
Oh, can you hear us?
This is always the best part, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, good. We're back. And we're back.
This is the problem. We do this through WhatsApp because we can't, for some reason, we can't do a three-way on the phone, so we have to do the three-way through WhatsApp, which is possibly the worst application.
Yeah.
I rate Ryan's just looking in disarray right now. Just go, no thanks. Not
disarray.
About. So Chris, all right, we're stuck in. Let's get away from this. We're stuck here in our houses. What are you doing? All right. What's your routine? What's your daily routine like? Are you putting pants on? Are you bothering?
You know what? For the videos that I've shot, I'm looking good above, and then down below it's sweatpants. So for videos for that, yes. But we've got an 8-week-old right now. So that with a 15-month-old that's pretty much the most of my day, to be honest with you.
Jesus.
Yeah. So the mornings I work Monday through Thursday, and then the wife is looking after him in the morning, and then I go upstairs lunchtime and prepare for madness.
Jesus,
wait for bedtime.
Dude, that is nuts. That is nuts. Yeah, I was gonna say that is nuts because if there's one thing you need at that age, it's people's help. Just anyone to take them off you for like half a day. And you're like, because my neighbors are the same. They have I think their kids something like, I know they'll probably, if they listen to this, they'll be like, you don't even know. I'm gonna go with 5 months. Okay, and it's like, I saw them today, and they were like, "Oh, this is so stressful. There's no one to help." And I was like, "Yep, I know that feeling. Have a look at our kids. They're running around stuck to the windows like two complete maniacs." But I don't think like it's something you don't really. It's only when you sit back and think about it, because when it happens, you just kind of deal with it, don't you? You kind of go into like dealing with a panic, and you just deal with it. And after like 4 or 5 days, you suddenly go, "Holy shit." This kid's been here looking at us for the last 5 days, and we haven't had any help. This is going to be a long 8 months.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I agree with the support. Like, normally our in-laws would be up, or both of our in-laws. My in-laws, her parents would be up helping us probably every other weekend. But, yeah, we haven't had that for a while now. So, yeah, it's hard work. But, you know what? It gets easier by the day, I suppose.
Yeah. You just adapt, don't you? You
Pretty
just adapt to
much.
how you do everything.
Well,
so as far as your YouTube videos go, and your work, obviously you've got a full-time job as well. Mm-hmm. How's this affected you with that? What's the mental state like? I mean, because their last video was you in the bath.
Pretty much, yeah, big old bath. Did shocking that video. That's the worst performing video I've had in like 2 years. Yeah, yeah, really.
Wow.
Blame the thumbbell. I think.
Yeah, really. Yeah, blame the thumbnail. The guy who came up with that.
What kind of mentorship did you get on that?
Whose advice you get into that? Jesus Christ. You should have been way more closer up with the iPad and screen. Do you know what, though? Do you not think... I think people just generally across the board have been very disorientated with consumption. Because I don't know about you, but my numbers have been going up and down and up and down. And I don't know what's going on. Something will get views, something else won't. There seems to be no structure to it.
No, I agree. I think you're right. And you know what? If you, like, I don't know about you both, but I am consuming a lot less YouTube. Like, people are posting videos now. I'm like, you know what? I can't be asked to watch that. So if I'm thinking that way, I'm sure other people are doing the same thing. So
Yeah.
I'm not too worried.
I think that the algorithm I think is skewed as well at the moment because everyone's like probably overly searching for COVID-19, coronavirus, or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to be driven. Everything's going to be driven towards that. So yeah, I think everything's skewed. But you're right. It's like I've been consuming a lot less, and I you're right. I just can't be bothered to watch that video now. Whereas I guess it's, even though it's maybe it's a tutorial video, it doesn't really matter what kind of video it is. Before it was an escapism from whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
Now it's like I'm not escaping from anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
You've got nowhere to go.
Just stare at I'm staring at a wall, going, "Wow, this is my day."
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's
no
it.
video. I'd rather do this than watch a video. And actually, I don't know about you guys, but time for me, I seem to have less of it.
Yeah.
now.
I
I don't know what's
totally
happened.
agree.
Hugely.
Like, I don't understand it. It's like you'd think, oh, I'm in my house. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to see anyone. I don't have to do anything. Yet I get up and all of a sudden it's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
You're like, I've done nothing that I wanted to do
Yeah.
That's true.
at all.
I think we're going to look back at the end of all this and be like, wow, that was a quick 6 months or 7 years or however long it is. I hope it's not 7 years.
Oh, we're laughing, but maybe that asteroid will get us before that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. But isn't it mad? Like you're thinking like I don't know, but I look at Ryan and I'm like, Ryan, it's just you and your wife. That must be like heaven. Just the two of you chilling out there, nothing to do. Like today, I just looked at my daughter and I love her to bits. But I looked at her and I just said to her, I wish I had a remote that I could just pause you, or even mute you from speaking to me directly for at least an hour.
Yep.
Get out of my face. So
I don't know. I don't have kids. Only have a cat, so I can't imagine what it's like for you. My sister, she has a 3-year-old, and we chat like every other day, and it looks like a nightmare just from that like 5-10 minute conversation on FaceTime. It's crazy. But for Yasmin and I, what's weird because she's a personal trainer, so she's got no work at the moment, like at all. So now she's taken everything online. So we're constantly having to move our front room around so she can like train her clients and do classes online. So that's our whole day gone, basically, just doing that stuff. And it's just really, it's quite actually tiring, just moving stuff around and just.
It's quite tiring moving
she's
stuff.
noisy.
Try having kids.
fucking hell.
Yeah.
But
I don't.
You
I don't
won't
pretend
appreciate
to
it
know.
though. You won't appreciate it because Pam and I look back because when we used to rent this house at the beginning, it was just the two of us, and I look back at the time we spent and just were like, what the fuck were the two of us doing? Like there was no one there was no kid, we had no pets, we were liable for no one. It was just us, and we were like, what should we do today? Let's just sit on the sofa, watch TV. If I could go back to those two, I'd fucking shake them and say, go out and do anything but sit in the house, because one day you'll have kids and a cat and life will be like hell for a sec.
I was saying that to my wife the other day. I was like, remember when you could be like, I'm just going to go out and grab this. Now you cannot do that. Now it's like, okay, well, you got to plan like 2 hours in advance. Are they sleeping? Have they eaten? Have they shit themselves? Like, so many things to think about. But you're right, yeah. You love them to bits.
Yeah, but at the same time, could they just do one for 5 minutes?
Yeah, really. Yeah. It's funny because it's like you think, oh, you got all this time. Like, I'll sit down, I'll watch a bunch of TV, I'll catch up on some Netflix shows. And realistically speaking, the only time you have time to watch Netflix is 8 o'clock when they've gone to bed. But then you're too tired. It's like, I don't even want to watch it.
Yeah, and then you end up watching like, because I don't know about you, I agree with you, Ryan. I think like I felt at the beginning of this, I was like, this is gonna be great. All this time, guilt free to be at home. I'll be able to get through a ton of client work, a ton of my own work, a ton of shit in the garden. And by the time I've gone through and done my client work, I spend like the first part of the day just working on client stuff. Then I go through and do a bit of the podcast. It doesn't really take a lot of time, but some of my own stuff. But before I know it, it's 5 o'clock, the kids are having dinner, we're trying to sort them out, trying to get all that shit done, tidying all that crap up. And then I sit down and watch TV and I'm thinking, I'm trying to catch up on Ozark on Netflix.
Oh, so
because
good.
the next the season 3 is coming out and I haven't watched season 2. And Pamela watches ahead, so I kind of want to watch this with her. So I sit down and watch it and I'm like, do you know what? My brain's not really in the game. So I just stick on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and just sit there vegetating for like 4 episodes. And I've seen this before, but you know what? I can't be bothered even reaching for
it's
the
an
remote.
easy watch.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's an easy
I
watch.
do the same with The Office.
That's on my list to rewatch for the third time.
Yeah.
US Office we're talking here, yeah?
100%. I've tried the UK one. I can't get
Yeah?
into it. Yeah. I love Ricky Gervais, but I can't get into it.
I agree. I was a huge fan of the UK Office when it came out, and I was just like, and he is a genius.
He is.
But I way prefer the US Office as well. I just think it's once you get past season 1, Have you ever watched any of the
Season
things?
one's really bad.
But have
Yeah,
you
it
watched the
is.
things on YouTube all about like how they changed Michael Scott's character completely?
I haven't.
From season
no.
one
yeah,
to
they
season
had
two.
to though. Yeah, they had to completely change him because he was too much of an asshole, and the Americans, that audience couldn't get with it.
Uh-huh.
So because there's stuff like they changed like how tight his shirt was around his neck.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a bit looser in the second series because he looked too uptight in the first one.
And how
It's
baggy
just-
the actual
actually,
clothes were in the first season.
I do remember that.
It's
actually.
weird, it's really weird.
Yeah.
And how his hair was as well. There's loads of little things like that. But my friend, I'd never seen The American Office, and then my friend James was like, "Oh, you got to watch it." But he said just muscle through the first season, and then it gets better. And I watched the first season, and there's top points in that where I'm just like, I don't think I can watch this. This is just so offensive.
Yeah.
Like in a really it's that weird first world, middle class offensive where it's that underhand comment, isn't it? And you're just like, that is so horrible.
Yeah.
But no one's saying anything, and we've just all got away with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, funny. I never
Whereas-
picked
which I
up.
thought
I
was
never
really
picked
weird.
up on any of that. The whole first season, I just watched it going, this is just a bad imitation of the UK Office. And then the minute I broke
Yeah.
through season one, and then and I'll be honest with you guys, all right? Just while we're here being honest, it's one of the only,
Safe space.
it's one of like 3 TV shows where I've actually shed a tear, cried at the end of it, just because emotionally there was that, Friends, and One Tree Hill.
One Tree Hill.
Oh my
wow.
God.
Yeah, just when they ended, I was like, oh, I feel like they were just. I was close on Gossip Girl, but then
Really?
yeah. But then I have this idea that TV show You is a carry on
Yeah.
from Gossip Girl.
No, absolutely not.
What?
Have you seen it?
Well, I've seen both.
You've seen You?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a carry-on. I thought it was like, I don't know how much to say about that
Go
show.
and watch
'cause-
some conspiracies about how the show You is a carry on from Gossip Girl.
I can't
Well,
say
I'm
I've
sure
watched
it was the
either.
same
So,
character.
What?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, if you're not watching YouTube, you're not watching. You haven't got a lot of time.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
let's throw back
Yeah, go
to effectively this time last year. Mm-hmm. We all met each other and chatted to each other through Instagram. I can't remember how that started.
Honestly,
I have
I was
no
actually
idea.
trying to think of that the other day. I was like, how do I know these guys? And I think I saw you when you were doing the video thing in Belfast. I think you were doing like a behind the scenes when I was watching like Peter and all that. And I think that's how I found you on Instagram then.
Ah, right. Okay. That could have been what it was. Because Ryan and I came over to Toronto last year to hang out with Donna. And then we met you at the end, wasn't it? Like literally like the day we were leaving.
Yeah, you're all
'Cause it was
carrying
like
your
a
bags
bunch of-
around.
Yeah, it was pissing.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was.
a horrible
Fuck
weather
that
day.
weather.
That was.
Fuck that.
Canada gave us its worst.
That was a taste of
thing
home
on
for you.
that
It was
day.
proper shit. And you had caught us all at the end of the week. Because when Ryan and I were on the flight back, we were like, I wish you'd made more time for Chris Brockhurst. We really
Yeah.
didn't make enough time to go and meet up with him. Because you know what it's like? No offense, Chris, but you could have been a fucking complete weirdo for all we knew.
For sure.
And so could Donna, to be honest. But we flew over there and we had like this idea of what we were going to do. And a schedule that we thought we were going to keep, which we didn't, which turned into total mayhem anyway. And then we were like trying to organize that day with you. And we're like, right, we'll meet you on this day. And then it turned into that last day. And you caught us like 3 guys at the end of a trip for 4 or 5 days who effectively had enough of each other.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So I think you got us at our worst.
and we were carrying all our gear,
all our camera gear,
and
all
it was
our
pissing
clothes,
down with
fucking
rain.
pissing down with rain, and it was
Oh.
fucking freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So
It was like
what was your
cold
first
and wet.
impression?
Yeah.
Be honest. What was your first impression? Why are these guys so miserable, and why is that little scrote wearing a?
You know, I can't even think what my first impression was. I don't know.
Not a good one then.
I always have a hard time thinking back to when you meet people for the first time that you've met on the internet, because it's kind of like you're not really meeting them for the first time, but at the same time you are. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's very weird. It's like you know things about them, but you've never actually met them. It's strange.
Yeah. Like you've been in their bushes just watching them, and then eventually they've let you in.
Pretty much.
That's how I
And
feel
stalking them
sometimes. I'm
forever.
like, yeah. It is. And do you think it makes a big difference meeting people like in real life as opposed to just knowing each other online? Oh,
Like
Oh, wow.
in terms of like
It-
who
it-
people are.
Yeah, I guess like do you think it changes the relationship online? Because I feel like beforehand,
Hello?
we did. Who can hear who?
Oh, I can hear you, Dylan.
Okay, I can hear Ryan.
Okay.
Can
I
we
can hear you
Chris?
both again now.
Okay, I can hear.
Okay,
everyone.
brilliant.
And, what's
And we're
up?
back.
Hey, give us rate this call now. 0 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
100%.
think
Minus 5.
Yeah, exactly. Can I take stars back from the last time I rated this? I think whenever you meet someone, it makes it makes a huge difference. I guess like you understand a bit more about them and the way they interact face to face, and like especially your sense of humor ties in a lot with Ryan and I because you're from the UK. So
Right.
you've got that dry, cynical vibe going on sometimes.
Yeah, no one gets me here.
I
No one understands me, and no one gets my humor.
I can,
like- it's like
they're probably
talking to a
looking out
brick
their
wall.
window going, why is he in a jacuzzi with an iPad? Mental.
Yep.
Yeah.
Standard
It's like
Monday.
where every British person is going, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, really.
Because we don't have many
Yeah.
hot tubs over
No.
here.
But how have you found that? Like, as far as building relationships go on things like YouTube and Instagram, and then when you meet people in real life, have you seen a big difference, or is it something you do a lot? Do you meet a lot of people like that?
I don't meet a lot because most of the people that are around my area are way bigger, and they have no interest in me. But there's a lot of people that are out west, a lot of people in the States that I chat with. I haven't met yet, but we were originally a lot of us were gonna meet up at like NAB in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And then that got cancelled. So it'll happen eventually, but yeah, I haven't really met up with that many people now. There's been a few people here and there that I've met with in Toronto. I've done lots of photo walks with people and I've made some friends there. Actually met another British guy called Tom who lives in Toronto, which was nice to see a friendly face there. But yeah, I haven't met too many people.
Do you travel a lot? Do you travel a lot within Canada? Because I seem to remember when we met Donna, he said that he'd never been out of the country. Was that right, Dylan? He'd never...
Well, when we met, by the way, when you watch this video back, you're going to say to yourself, why the fuck is Dylan's face bright red? It is so warm in here. And I'll be honest, I'm wearing the same t-shirt as I was yesterday, and I just popped a jumper on to make it look like I'm wearing something else. And I fucking roasted.
And now you're sweating like a
I'm
beast.
absolutely roasting. When we met Donna, he had said I think he'd never met or shot photos. I think that's what it was. He'd never gone and shot photos with anyone else. It had been a very personal thing up until that point.
Oh, you were his first.
So we were like, he was a virgin until he met us.
Popped his cherry.
Well, and if ever there were two guys,
Well, that amongst other things.
he will help us. So it's kind of mad, isn't it? But I mean, even like just I don't know about you, but I'm assuming you have people you chat to who you've never met in real life, like all the time on social media.
lots of people on there.
How do you manage that, like replying to people?
You know what? I actually
Secretary.
I saw something on Twitter last night, and someone was saying how they only deal with DMs for business stuff because you get so many people that write you and ask questions about so many different things, and if you answer once, it kind of turns into a free for all, question after question after question. So there's some people now, and I hate to say it, but there's some people now where I won't give much of a response, but other people I'll kind of have a full conversation with. But it can become annoying after a while. That was it in Instagram. It says unknown messages or someone trying to contact you. Like there's always people in that list, and you just kind of filter through. Like, we'll respond to that one. But I don't really have a process. It's just you look good, we'll respond to you. Or
You look like you won't eat me when I'm sleeping. I'll reply.
yeah, exactly.
Isn't it weird though, like how great and bad that is at the same time? Because it's kind of nice, like when me and Dylan met, like because we met over the internet, it was almost like a date where you go, well, you like doing that, you like doing that, you hate that, you hate that. And it's like, oh, we both have the same likes and dislikes. We're going to be friends.
Yeah.
And then you meet, and then it's all fine. But then it's weird how sometimes you can just look at a conversation and go, yeah, this person will probably be sitting in my bushes wanting to eat me.
Yeah.
And you just, it's just weird how you can filter that, which can be great and it can also be bad at the same time.
It's weird
you
when
might filter out someone that's actually really important.
Yeah, it's true. But it's weird when they say things that you don't realize that you've kind of put in a video. and they just picking up on, you know what I mean? Like they're picking up on these little details in your life, and you're like, oh, hang about, how do you know that? And it's like somewhere in one of your videos you've said something about it, and that kind of freaks me out sometimes.
Yeah, that can be. I had a real weird one recently where a guy stopped me outside my kid's school.
Oh.
And he was like dropping kids off at the school, but I'd never seen the dude before. And he was really nice, but he was just like, hey man, and he was smiling at me, and I was like, all right, what's happening? And he goes, Dylan. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And he says, I see your stuff on Instagram. I'm like, shit the fucking bed. Because I tend to try and keep the kids, and like there's certain things like my street, I try to not film in my street. I try to not film near the kids' school or when they're in uniform or things like that. Just there's certain things you have to take, because I have always been really upfront and responsive with people on Instagram. And I don't have a huge following, but it's a very hyper local following. So I meet a lot of people in the street who would watch stuff I do on Instagram and chat to them. And I've always replied to every comment that's ever messaged me, unless it's like a spam comment. And it's been great, because it's a real hard game to play, because I've actually built up relationships online with so many different people who talk to me about so many different things. And it's really quite cool and interesting, as you get to speak to so many people. But man, there's days when like you take on, like I take on a lot of other people's problems. Like people will just like unload a question or an issue or something they're having, and I'm like, of course you hear the word unload, Ryan.
You're like, fuck, Ryan does that enough already.
Yeah, it's hard enough.
I don't need more of this.
And at least he's paying for it though. But it's like, Jesus, I've just hit him with my
cheaper than a therapist.
Yeah. And it's like there's times where I'm just like, fuck, this is really difficult. And then there's times where I message friends of mine who are very big, right? And I message them, and then they maybe just reply quite short to me, and I'm like, fuck's sake. And they're like, well, if I have to deal with this, can you imagine what they have to deal with?
Oh, I can't.
And then there's me just sending them a meme, and they go, lol. And I'm like, oh, expected more than a lol, guys. And they're like, Dill, with all due respect, haven't got time for this yet.
Yeah, you want a nice little conversation, and they're like, for fuck's sake, like, piss off.
There's that twat in Ireland sending me stuff again.
Yeah,
I can imagine that. So, how are you dealing? Like, you're in lockdown. Are you finding it? Are you finding you're struggling with this whole situation, or are you embracing it? Are you finding you're spending more time as a family member? Are you finding more time being creative? How are you dealing with all that stuff?
Definitely not being creative, that's for sure. I just don't have that drive right now. I'm still making videos and stuff, but there's the things that I'd normally want to do, like go outside and go to places, and like I film a lot of things on my own, but in places out and about, and you just can't really do that right now, so that kills the creativity. But in general, like it's a lot of time at home, a lot of time with the family. We're cooking a lot. I like to cook, so doing a lot of that. You were saying earlier about how you don't really have a lot of time, and I find the same as well. But when we do have time, we're getting shit done, like things that are on your list that you just have, you've passed off for years. It's like, okay, well, I guess I can kindly fix that now. I built a play structure. I fixed the tap the other day. We cleaned out the garage. Jet washed a bunch of stuff. Yeah,
it's great fixing stuff like that, isn't it? When you fix a tap or a faucet or an electrical thing, you stand back. You stand back and just dust your hands off. Like, that. What's next?
Didn't have to pay anyone to fix that. I like doing that. Yeah.
And then it breaks 5 minutes later, and you phone a guy. Hey, dude. Fuck it. Can you come down and fix this? Faucet's leaking everywhere.
Actually, I've got that trouble at the moment. There's something, our shower isn't quite warm enough, because I think the tap somehow's like just come undone or something. So they've sent us the new part. They were meant to send a guy around, but obviously we went into lockdown, so they never turned up. And I'm looking at it, and I looked a couple of videos on YouTube, and I'm like, I could do this. I've got the part. I could do this. Yeah, but I don't want to do it, because if I fuck it up, that's it. We've got a cold shower for God knows how long. Yeah, or even if have a shower at all, and that's what my worry is, because it looks. I could do. I mean, it's not, again, first world problem. It's not the end of the world, but it's that kind of. I like having a shower, and it's like, and it just looks so easy, and I'm so tempted to do it, and it's just.
I think you can do it.
I can't quite pull the trigger on it.
It's water and electricity. It'll be fine.
But it's always those things. The YouTube video is like 8 minutes long. So you're like, okay, if it takes me twice as long to hook down, that's like 20 minutes. And then you start doing it. It's like 4 trips to Home Depot, 5 hours later, and you still haven't done it. Like every time. Every time.
Here, you've mentioned tutorial videos there on YouTube. I have to ask you this, all right?
Yep.
Because this is a conversation you and I chat about quite often. How much, right? I'm going to adjust my microphone position. How much does it irritate you when someone writes video starts at and then any time on your video?
Hugely. But now all they did is the block from channel. Done. Problem solved.
Because
See
we
you
always
later.
joke about this.
I
We
love
always
that.
laugh about this. And I'm always like, I say to Ryan all the time, I'm just going to write it on his video. I'm just going to wind him up and just on any video, just go and give it the time. Because I think this is a really interesting one, right? And it's a real tricky one because there's all these different ways of making videos. You can do tutorials, you can niche down, you can not niche down, you can do entertainment, edutainment, whatever it is. But it must be quite hard when you're doing, because you do a lot of really detailed tutorial videos. It must be quite hard when you build up a channel and you've done it all with tutorial stuff, and then you try to inject more stories or more of yourself in it. And the minute you do that, someone's like, dude, fucking enough of that shit. When will you tell me about this fucking lens?
It's true.
Like,
It's true.
That's got to be a fucking hard thing, because there's a lot of this, like you see a lot of it about, and when you're engaged in someone and you know their personality, you'll watch the blurb. Like, I'll watch you
Exactly.
chat before you get to the point, because I'm watching it because I like watching your videos. But do you find as you start to inject more personality, do you find those comments are coming from outside, or are they people that follow you already? Do you know?
So yeah, I've taken a deep dive into this before, and I find that you've got the diehards that will watch the video no matter what, and they'll comment no matter what. But then my channel's very searchable, so everything, like all my videos that do really well are often from Google searches or from YouTube searches, and they won't always result in a subscription. So I think my channel's a little bit different that way. Like the hot tub video is a great example. Like the people that have watched it, those are the diehard subscribers, and they might genuinely enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
But that's not a searchable video, so yeah, it's a weird one.
It is definitely a hard thing to balance up, because
Yeah.
I don't know, like I'm trying to build a YouTube channel. I struggle with it because I don't do tutorial stuff. I don't really do very searchable content. It's more ideas from my brain and like trying to share stories of me, which is hard because it's such a long game, because you have to build that up. You have to you're expecting someone to somehow come across your video and then go, I'll give this guy 15 minutes and watch a video. Whereas like there's so many people I find watch YouTube for very functional reasons. And I know, like, for me, if I'm using a lot of tutorial stuff, like it's different with the camera gear, things like you guys, because I enjoy watching all that, see how other people do stuff. And to be honest with you, you're like my guide. Actually, you and Donna, to be fair, are like my guide to my camera, because I basically bought my camera and I was like, that's a camera, and then I just turned it on and used it. So every time I need to know something, I just go to one of your channels and I'm like, well, they've worked it out, so I'll watch their video. And that's how I've learned my way around my camera. But like when I'm doing something like fixing a shower, because I do shit like that, or fixing a fridge, I just go to Google and I'm like, how to fix this fridge, and just see if that tutorial pops up going, how to fix the over freeze in the back of your hot point freezer, and then the bro spends any more than 15 seconds introducing that video, I'm screaming. I'm like,
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so it's
And
hard,
there's
isn't it?
not an ounce of cinematic B-roll in there either.
No, there's not one slow-mo
all.
shot of that fucking fridge. And if
filmed
there
with a
is, I'm like,
potato.
Yeah.
next video. But isn't it funny how with what we do, because it's a creative expression and we're talking about items we use to create, that the tutorials tend to lend themselves quite well to visually stunning tutorials.
I
That
agree.
that was a statement more than the question, wasn't it?
Yeah. You just wanted to hear your own voice there, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hi, Chris. I know what you're going to say, but here's what I have to say.
Yeah, end of.
Yeah.
End of.
Thanks for
What I
joining
would,
us.
what I would say is I've started to do, and you'll see this in my titles, if I'm doing a video now that's more, let's say, personal, or I'm not really doing anything, I'll put like 2 forward slashes and then the gear that I'm using to make that video. And then I'll kind of talk about that somewhere in the video, just to justify the fact that that's going to be in the title. And that makes the video way more searchable.
Okay.
Hello? Oh,
No, I can still hear you.
oh.
Yeah, we're still
Can you hear
here.
me?
We're still here.
Can you
I can hear
hear me,
you.
Brockhurst, when
Hello?
you hear me? SOS.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
This
Chris,
is always great.
we can hear you.
Yeah, I can
No,
hear.
we
Just
can
keep
hear
talking.
you.
Hello.
Anyway, when he
Technical
eventually decides to come
difficulties.
back, what's he doing?
Oh,
He's
we're back.
such a- Oh, there we
There
are.
he is.
You're back
Wow.
in the room.
There we
What's
are.
great is that you're just looking around going, guys, like we've switched the lights up on you and ran out.
Yep.
Guys,
Yep.
we're here. So you're
Hello.
talking about searchable content there with your backslash.
Yeah, so just like if you make a video that doesn't really have any purpose or like a tutorial, just talk about somewhere in that video that you're using that particular gear to make that video, because people want to see how gear looks when it's being used, right? Like if they want to see how a lens looks in everyday situations, or if you're vlogging or whatever, just throw that in the title. That makes it searchable, and then they're getting there, well, this is how that lens looks if you're using it. So
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
just something I've been playing around with, and it seems to work quite well.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I have one video that
That is interesting.
every now and then someone follows my YouTube, all 50 of them, and say, hey, I dig this video. And I'm like, well, how did you find that? And it's a video I did a photo shoot of like a coffee shop. But then I realized I put A7 III in the title.
That's why.
One day I
That's
changed
why.
the title to coffee shop photography with an A7 III. And it's
Yep.
like,
Boom.
wow. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can see that. So what got you into this? Because you shoot weddings sometimes as well, but you have another full-time job. So
Yeah,
what
well,
kind of got you into the YouTube scene?
So I was watching. Who was I watching? I think I was watching Casey actually years ago, and then I was like, "Oh, I want to do that." You know, like how everyone did. I want to make.
All
I want to
got
make.
all got a skateboard.
Yeah. I'm gonna go buy a boosted board and ride around nowhere and talk to nobody, and it's gonna be thrilling, and no one's gonna watch it. Yeah, I kind of watched him, and then I started. Like I've always made videos, like little short films, like family trips to the zoo, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then just thought, oh, you know what, I'll teach people how to do the stuff that I already know how to do. And then I started to realize there's not a lot I know how to do, and I started to learn how to do it and then teach others how to do it. So that's really the long and short of it. There's no special.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping for a magic
fuck
sauce.
me.
Sorry.
Thing,
Yeah,
Chris.
I know he's gonna tell us. Yeah.
Oh, gee,
Disappointing.
Dylan, you promised so much, and he just said he had to work hard
Classic.
doing
Yeah.
it.
It's just under delivering there, just
Yeah.
like the jacuzzi video.
Yeah, I know. Let down.
Oh man,
no.
it's madness. So what's on the agenda this week? You're
What's
obviously
on
not
the
going
agenda?
anywhere.
No.
Fuck, I'm sweating so much. Oh my god.
Just do the audience a favour, Dill, and take your top
Get,
off.
get that.
Just get naked.
Get the moves.
Not all of it, just
No.
the top bit.
I'll have to take me bra off as well.
Oh no!
So here, Chris. More
No
importantly,
one
have
wants
you
to see
been
that.
watching the podcast?
You know what?
Or you listening?
You know what? I was listening every day when my daughter was in daycare, and every day it takes me about 13 minutes, 14 minutes to get there, and then the same to get back. So it was the
Okay.
perfect length for me to watch it up until about episode 9. And then
Okay.
we pulled her from daycare because it's risky now.
Yeah.
And I've been watching a lot of the clips that you post. I've
watch the
tried
whole
listening to them here and there, but you know what? I just don't have the time. Honestly.
Doesn't care.
Don't care.
Doesn't care.
Yeah,
Just
don't care.
Ryan, we'll just delete this episode now. We'll
Yeah.
re-record.
He
Hey
did.
guys,
He didn't
no
give us
guests
the
today.
magic to YouTube, and he didn't.
No,
doesn't listen
Yep.
to the podcast.
Well,
That's
But
it.
seriously though, Chris, isn't that the scary thing? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'd say up until this point, I'd have said we're friends. All right.
That's it now. As soon as we click end, blocked.
Yeah. Why can't I write
Done.
messages? He's coming up with my fucking general, fella.
Yep.
But isn't that mad though? Like exactly like you just said, you're consuming less content. So
Mm-hmm.
even though we're friends, it's still not important enough to watch. But seriously,
It's true.
though,
No,
'cause
it's
there's
true.
loads of people. Like, I'll be honest, I haven't watched a jacuzzi video yet. It's sitting there
I
on a
don't blame
list
you.
of like on a
wouldn't
bunch
bother.
on a bunch of windows. But I do want to be the 10th person to watch it. So maybe. But like.
Yeah, that space was taken. I already watched a bit
Yeah.
of it.
But
Dill.
it's mad because there's people who I have been watching religiously for ages, and I'm like, with all due respect, guys, just
Can't be bothered.
I'll open a window and I'll watch it hopefully later. But as you said, man, it gets to 8, 9 o'clock, and you just kick back and you want to watch something mindless.
Yeah.
So what do you think that's
Yeah.
doing to the what's your thoughts on what people need to be doing next as Craig? Because we can't go on with this whole like review stuff like pushing anything that's forceful and pushing. So I kind of feel like it's a really interesting area for creatives to start bringing ideas more. And I use someone like Matt Diavella as an example because his videos are so beautifully shot, and he takes an idea and he narrates it, but he brings it to life visually. And I really love the style and what he does, but I think there's so much more of that direction, sort of like we were talking about that Quibi thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
you know, I mean, it doesn't seem to be accessible for us, but do you think there's more scope for people? Do you think we're going to see more people taking that direction of storytelling and like ideas a bit more seriously?
I think so. I've already got a video that I'm working on right now where I'm just filming things that I'm doing, and then I'm going to be putting like a voiceover, just talking about everything that's going on in my day-to-day life, how it's affected it. And I think that's what we're going to start to see more of, like people just seeing how it's affecting them, and more entertainment opposed to tutorials and education, because tutorials and education come from people buying gear and no one's buying it. So yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to start to see more what's going on in my life, story-driven stuff.
I think it's really interesting because Lizzie Pierce has stopped doing her weekly video.
I saw that.
Yeah, she put a video yesterday saying, the weekly vlog. And her reason was because she wanted to teach people around like what she does professionally and take you on a week of her shoots and stuff, which is great. But I was like, oh, actually, do you know what? I think her vlogs are great because you get this insight. Having met her and hung out with her, I know that her personality in real life is so much more elaborate than it is on her professional tutorial videos. So I quite liked the vlogs because I thought this brought this other side of her. And I was a bit surprised that she was like, I'm not going to do them anymore because I don't feel like I can make them entertaining enough. We're actually, you're starting to see a lot more of that day-to-day stuff. I feel like raw content is performing quite well. I normally film and edit all my Instagram stories, and when I do them now, no one gives a shit. I do one fucking super zoom on my kid drawing a shape that looks like a dick, and people are like, love this, absolutely love it. And I'm like, fuck, what does example. Content mean? Yeah. Fuck it, who cares anymore?
I think we're almost in like the borderline. Like TikTok's taken off even more now, right? Because it's quick, consumable. Like people want to see that quick stuff. They don't like it's the same thing with we don't want to sit down and watch a whole video. We want quick videos. Maybe little 2-minute videos are going to be better than a 10-minute video now. Who knows? Yeah.
Jake Fru's math on YouTube will be absolutely killing it right now.
Who's that?
So watch his stuff. Jake Fru. Have you ever seen his stuff?
Jake Fru. No, I haven't. I'll have a look after.
Dude, highly recommend.
Look him up.
He shoots like Brian and I have been watching him for for years, but he's just kicked off in the last 6 months. And I was watching his stuff going like, he's got something right, because he does these videos that are like 2 to 5 minutes long. It's this weird window that like not a lot of people do. And he just bangs these consistently short, but really, and every video leaves you just going, a little bit more, Jake. And then you're like, when's the next one up? So maybe he's in the perfect environment for that stuff.
Yeah. I think it's interesting he doesn't put any of that on Instagram, really.
Yeah.
No. Right, because that's normal. That's like the IGTV thing, as much as people dislike it, that length of content is perfect for the old IGTV at the moment.
Isn't it?
So, it's interesting. But there we go.
It is, very much.
That is it.
Okay, so, so let's think. The last time we chatted was fucking way back then. I was hoping to try and get over to Toronto this year. That obviously hasn't happened. So
what happened? Did they just cancel your flight or what?
Well, if you'd watched the podcast, Chris, you would know.
No.
All right, you bastard.
Well,
no,
there you go.
they haven't cancelled the flights, but Canada, has stopped. By the way, this episode ends with you singing the Canadian national anthem.
Don't even know
it. They exiled immediately. Hello,
Banned.
Get that guy out of our country.
Yep.
It's basically like the Canada closed the borders to British nationals, so
I saw that.
Fly in. I can't fly in at all. There's no option.
Yeah.
And my flights were in and out of Newark as well. So I was like on the way out, I was going Toronto, Vancouver, Newark, and back. So I can't fly it. So I've kind of raised it with them to see if they'll give me money back, because it's. I mean, I wouldn't have gone anyway. Because I wouldn't leave Pamela in this situation.
No.
But at the same time, I'm gutted. So
who's your flight with?
Air Canada.
Okay, so we were originally due to go to Florida in like 3 weeks, and we had it with Air Canada as well. And as long as you booked it a while back, they'll give you a credit for your entire value of what you paid. Yeah.
Really?
So because we just got ours.
That might be it.
Yeah.
That's cool because I want to come back because I was going. My brother lives out in BC in Squamish, so I was coming out to see him. So I thought I'd throw a few days into Toronto while I was there.
Yeah.
I said to Donna, actually, I was like, I'm coming out to British Columbia, so why don't you just pop around the corner and meet me? And he was like, dude, I live in Edmonton.
2,000
that's
kilometers
nowhere
away,
fucking yeah, exactly. And I was like, dude, Canada's way bigger than I thought it was. Geography.
Donna just lives in the middle of nowhere though. Like you think
really
I live in the middle of nowhere, he literally lives in the middle of nowhere. Like Edmonton is.
I can imagine that.
Yeah,
I can imagine that. Okay, cool, man. Well, look, dude, thank you so much for bouncing on here with us today.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been great fun. For anyone out there that can be bothered watching content, for anyone out there, where's the best place? What's the way to find you on the socials?
Just my name, Chris Brockhurst on YouTube, Chris Brockhurst on Instagram, and then Chris Brockhurst without the T on Twitter because some dick already has my name.
Shout out to that guy. Give him his name back. Please.
Yeah. I'm actually convinced it's me, and I just forgot the email address and password from years ago when Twitter signed up. And so
I think I've done that as well with my name. I'm pretty sure it was me.
Hold on, don't you? Isn't that why you have Ryan Say Greats?
Yeah, because I got so angry because I couldn't have Ryan Say because some bastard on Twitter had stolen it, and it's probably me.
Do you know what?
I hate myself.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, I throw back to this early day in I think it was college something when they were getting everybody like, right, set up your emails, and they were like, choose your email address now because the one you choose now is the one you can or will use for the rest of your life. And everyone was like, Razorship85, and I just went Dillon.Osborne. Just pick that. And everything's been Dillon.Osborne until I started changing my Instagram to Dill Takes Photos. So now, for me, like, everything's Dill Takes Photos except YouTube, which is just my regular name, just to add confusion. But I also own my name on everything, so it's like, fuck on both. So it's like, what is the point? Anyway.
What is the point? Anyway.
What is the
Chris,
point
dude,
in all this?
legitimately, thanks, man. This has been good fun.
Nice to chat with you both.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
man.
and we shall speak to you soon.
Yeah.
Dude. Sick, bro. Boom. So there you go. That was Christopher Brockhurst. Nice guy.
Very nice guy. Very nice chat. Very nice guy.
That's
it. Go and check out his video of him in the hot tub.
Yeah, legit,
it
dude.
Needs more. It does need more love.
Yeah.
It does need more love.
I wish I was watching it going like, well, what I watched of it, I was like, fucking jacuzzi would be great. My neighbors have one, and sometimes they're like, you can just use the jacuzzi if you want. Not even allowed to leave the house now. Motherfuckers. So there you go.
I don't know, but you using that jacuzzi, isn't that a bit like you were saying yesterday about swimming next to someone?
Completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be doing breaststroke in their jacuzzi. I'm just going to be sitting there, letting the bubbles grace my ballsack.
And then you'll get out.
At least with skin behind.
Yeah.
Couple of hairs and say, thanks, guys. All the best.
I'll see you later.
I'll leave a dirty rag for you to wipe it down.
And then your neighbour will just like look over the fence, and he'll just have your red pants on a stick and just push them over the fence.
Here's your lifeguard underpants. You left them here. Anyway, that's Chris Brockhurst. This has been another episode of the Over and Out show. I thought that went pretty well. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think that was amazing. It was great. It's episode 24. You know, tomorrow will be a quarter of a century.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't that something?
That's something.
That sounds huge. Sounds huge.
So I guess it's just shout out to everyone who's been listening, because their commitment to listening is as much as our commitment to creating this beautiful little show. And if you haven't seen the behind the scenes, go and check my channel out. There's a behind the scenes of how we produce this every single day.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
On the YouTube / Dillon Osborne.
Yeah,
Dillon.Osborne.
No dot. Oh my god.
No dot. Anyway, that's it. Let's go. Let's get out of here. We'll speak tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.
Laters.
Goodbye.
See you later. See ya, pals.